Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. More groups are joining the legal fight to put in an abortion question on the Arkansas November ballot. This week, the state Supreme Court ruled every group that turned in signatures last month is now joining a lawsuit in the case. The group Arkansans for Limited Government wants the Secretary of State, John Thurston, to count all their signatures. Last month, Thurston refused when the group failed to include paperwork about paid canvassers. That led to a lawsuit arguing over whether he had the power to toss their petitions. This latest ruling allows the committees behind limiting casinos and expanding marijuana to join the lawsuit. Meanwhile, 2 other groups that managed to get their signatures counted say they're now worried that their efforts could get blocked too. 4 of the court's 7 justices agreed to let them in, though it's not clear if it will delay a decision. The Secretary of State normally has a deadline of August 22nd to finalize the November ballot. And an update to an investigation into the ownership of property near the 188th and Fort Smith. We first learned of the investigation after the state Secretary of Agriculture raised concerns about the company's possible ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Arkansas's Attorney General says he's completed his investigation and found no violations of the state's laws on businesses controlled by foreign parties. And move-in at the University of Arkansas in Fort Smith, that actually begins today. Hundreds of UAFS students will settle into their homes during the 3-day move-in period. Now remember, if you have to travel in that area around the UAFS campus, just be aware that the streets will be busy and congested for the next few days. Drivers may want to avoid Waldron Road between Kincaid and Grand Avenues just for a little bit. And it's going to be hot out there for students moving in, certainly. Let's check in with Bella to get a look at today's weather.
Absolutely, you are right. We're watching for heat alerts today. We've got an excessive heat warning out across the River Valley. You can see that brighter pink where we're seeing temperatures feel like 109 to 112. Anywhere between there, we're feeling very hot. Heat advisories out for the rest of us. That means we're feeling warmer than 105, between 105 and 109. We'll get to our actual feels like temperatures, what we're expecting this afternoon in just a second. For today, our temperatures are rolling through the 90s towards the mid 90s by this afternoon. Tons of sunshine today, not a cloud in sight, unless you're seeing them early this morning, in which case they're pretty far off to our north. Those are not going to be helping us out today. We are feeling the heat build up, especially in the River Valley, where our temperatures are trying to get into the high 90s. We are watching for highs around 99 in some spots of northwest Arkansas. These feels like temperatures are pushing about 110 in Fort Smith, Van Buren, Ozark. You can see over 105 in spots like Fayetteville, closer to 104 in Bentonville and Rogers. All of this by 5 p.m. today. It's going to be a very hot one. As we get later into the week, we're going to see this trend kind of continue. Our actual temperatures sitting in the mid 90s, not too much relief coming our way, even as we start to see a few more scattered showers trying to move in over Thursday, Friday into the weekend. It's not really helping to drop our temperatures all that much. Maybe a couple degrees into the weekend, closer to 94, but the River Valley, I mean, we're sticking with 99 for the next couple of days. More likely to see those showers over the weekend.
All right, thanks so much for that, Bella. Well, with it being back to school time, 5 News reporter Rachel Williams is showing us how Rogers Public Schools is staying on top of any potential threats and safety as they welcome students back.
With class back in session, nationwide schools try to stay prepared for an active threat, making changes when needed, and it's not any different in our own backyard. Rogers Police Department Public Information Officer Keith Foster gave 5 News some insight without giving away too many details for safety reasons.
Our main concern in an active shooter situation is to stop the threat. So a lot of times that's going to mean you're bypassing the injured. But our systems have evolved over the years, so as we have one team that's responding to the threat, we've got another team that's coming in behind and then starting to deal with the injured, get them out to safety.
But the district has to be in compliance with the LEARNS Act.
One of those requirements is locks on all the doors, and security is about limiting access. So from my point of view as an officer, I want to stop who can get into a room. But then also you've got like fire department, and theirs is, well, we want to be able to get people out. So there's a balance between keeping people out, but then still letting people get out if they need to.
New data shows there is support for requiring schools to provide first responders real-time visibility into security cameras. Foster says in Rogers they don't have that. He says depending on the building, doors are locked during the day.
Most of the schools now have gone to where they have, you can't just walk in, there's video cameras there to let you in, all the doors are locked, they can see who's there, they can buzz you in, like that. And that's just part of the safety protocols.
In Rogers, covering news where you live, Rachel Williams, 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news where you live. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more. Have a great day.